Today, we finally get to talk more about one of my favorite characters in Girls Und Panzer, and one of the most interesting. One of the best sisters in all of anime, Maho Nishizumi. This week's video is brought to you by my upcoming original manga, Amaranth Angels. Cute anime girls, starfighters, and exciting space battles. Written by a Girls Und Panzer fan, for other fans of Girls Und Panzer and military moe in general. So look forward to my contribution to the military moe genre later this year. Now, onto the video. One thing that makes Maho particularly interesting is that, while she arguably doesn't change at all, or at least not much, throughout the series, not everyone needs a drastic character arc, but that's a larger discussion for another time. Our perceptions of her changed massively from her first appearance to her crowning moment in their film, which all combines to make her one of the best and most interesting characters in the show. Obviously, due to the nature of this analysis, there will be spoilers ahead, so let's let Maho herself provide the warning as usual. There are two main aspects of Maho's character, Maho the person, and Maho the Senshiro Titan. We'll start with the former, which is, overall, more important, then touch on the latter, since it's obviously a major part of who she is as well. As I'm sure you all remember well, at first, Maho was presented as a very cold, intimidating figure. Someone who, in many other sports shows, would be positioned as the big villain to beat at the end, as the younger sister proves the older wrong by standing up for herself. But that's not really what happened here, though obviously Miho and Maho do face off eventually. And knowing what we do now about her, we also need to put her first scene, I don't only count her TV interview as that, since that was really just a device to make us more aware she existed and to set up the anticipation and dread of actually seeing her interact with Miho, into perspective. It's easy to forget that she doesn't actually do much here in this initial scene, beyond looking intimidating. She only has the one line about Miho taking up Senshiro again.
まだ戦車道をやっているとは思わなかった。
A line which could be seen as either a question or a statement. And given Maho's very reserved, totally neutral manner of speaking most of the time, it's entirely possible she was approving. Not that we or Miho would know that at the time, of course. Erica did all the trash talking here. But considering her positive analysis of Miho's new team later on during the Pravda battle, I'd be bold enough to suspect that, even at this early point, she was, perhaps only secretly, happy that her little sister had once again found a way to enjoy the sport that was a way of life for them, even if it was in a very different way than before. But most first impressions of her were probably, unsurprisingly, not positive. However, it's not long after this that we're shown that we shouldn't have been so quick to judge the elder Nishizumi sister. In a scene so great and so important I already dedicated a video to it, we're shown that no, Maho isn't the typical cold, uncaring older sibling rival. She might not show it often, but there is a kind-hearted person beneath her tough exterior, and she won't hesitate to do the right thing when necessary, all while expecting and seeking no accolades for it. Even when it comes to Miho's estrangement from the family, we're also later shown that, while Maho didn't defy her mother in the aftermath of the incident the previous year, she still has respect for Miho and cares about her. Remember, while watching the Pravda vs. Orai match, when Shiho, seeing Orai's dire predicament, was ready to leave early, it was Maho who insisted she stay. And then when Shiho tried to downplay Orai's victory, Maho disagreed. Not that Maho doubted the family legacy she was upholding, however. She was and is committed to her role as the scion of the Nishizumi family, their tradition and their Senshiro style. She's a loyal daughter as well as a loyal sister, after all. And she had every intention of winning the match against Orai to prove its superiority. And while she clearly respects Miho's modified Nishizumi style, Maho still holds to the Nishizumi orthodoxy, even after that battle. At the same time, however, you could also make the argument that even this firm upholding of the Nishizumi tradition is a selfless act on Miho's behalf. What do I mean? Well, by taking on the family mantle, Maho is simultaneously doing her mother's will, while also freeing Miho, who was never a proper fit for it, from that burden. This way, Shiho has her direct successor, so it's not going to be that same level of pressure or coercion on Miho, and we even see by the end of their film that Shiho, to some extent at least, respects the unorthodox skill of her younger daughter. Without Maho quietly standing in her little sister's corner, and the secure knowledge that her personal legacy is carry on, I'm not sure that Shiho, stubborn as she is, would have even reached that point. Though the point, I think, where the majority of viewers, at least first-time viewers, realize that Maho, while positioned as one of the antagonists during the tournament, was never a villain, was at the conclusion of Orai's battle against Koromori Mine, when Miho manages to pull off the victory, utterly defeating Maho, as Maho later puts it. A seemingly similar character in a lesser show would have been upset or angry. but Maho has too much respect for Miho, and for the sport of Senshido as a whole, to do that. She calmly accepts defeat, and for the first time in the entire show up to that point, we see the ghost of a smile on her face. For someone like her, after all, losing to a worthy opponent is nothing to be ashamed of, especially when that person is someone she deeply cares about. The short post-match conversation makes that even more clear, and Maho also makes it clear that she respects Miho's new Senshido, despite it no longer being the traditional family style. If Miho is ever in doubt as to Maho's true feelings toward her, that's the point where she knows for sure that the bond they'd had before she left is still intact. And of course, Maho's relationship with Miho is explored a bit further in their film. In addition to getting a short flashback from their younger years, there is genuine warmth in Maho's welcoming of Miho home.
Miho.
お姉ちゃん。
おかえり。
And she's more than willing to even forge her mother's signature, while also not telling her that Miho is visiting, just to protect Miho from a potentially unpleasant interaction, especially given that Miho had just lost her school, her replacement home. So it's therefore no surprise that Maho not only took one of the leading roles in organizing the various schools coming to Orai's aid before the pivotal university match, but was also the first to ride to the rescue. She again demonstrates a level of selflessness by not seeking any thanks for this help. She is simply doing the right thing and helping her family. It just comes naturally to her. It also says a lot about her confidence and her humility that she has no problem letting Miho command the Orai conglomerate force. Anyone who has siblings probably knows just how hard it can normally be for an older sibling to take direction from a younger sibling, let alone one who is kind of your sports rival. We'll talk more in depth about the Dare film battle another time, but again, you throughout it see Maho constantly having Miho's back, and just how well they fight together. You don't really need any dialogue in that last engagement to understand just how in sync they are, and how concerned Maho is for her little sister at the end there. We are also treated to an even more relaxed, affectionate moment between them afterward. While Maho doesn't appear much in Das finale due to her having graduated, we still see her having an impact on her closest companion, Erika, who had been her right-hand woman at least since Miho's departure from Koromori Mine, if not before. Once again, Maho demonstrates understanding of others who might be different from her, genuine care for someone she's close to, and a level of mental flexibility that you wouldn't have expected when you first met Maho way back in episode 5, when she not only gives her blessing, but actively encourages Erika to find her own Senshido.
勝ち負けにこだわらず、あなたの戦車道を探せばいい。はい。
Classic Nishizumi style may always be Maho's Senshido, but she doesn't see it as inherently superior in the sense that she pushes it on others who it doesn't fit. She expressed this also in their film, in the moment where she told Miho to stop trying to fight by the book, and to do things in the way that comes naturally to her. Amid all of this, though, we can't forget the other major aspect of Maho's character, the fact that she's an incredible tank commander and team commander. Throughout all of her matches that we see, Maho has nerves of steel and is always cool, calm, and collected, no matter the situation. And she's always thinking, always has a way for her team to keep moving forward, as it fits the Nishizumi style. At all times, she demonstrates a great deal of awareness and knowledge of both her own forces and those of her opponents. It's really the kind of attitude and mindset that would make many, if not most, real-life tankers feel comfortable in following the lead of a commander. One who's solidly reliable, more than willing to lead from the front, and who's just got that innate skill that you trust to lead you to victory. It's not for nothing that Koromori Mine had such a long winning streak, and no wonder that she's treated with respect, and a little fear, by other Senshido competitors. All business Maho is indeed intimidating, as a warrior should be in battle, but beneath that, is a very kind, caring person, though one who's always tightly in control of her emotions. In a way, Maho is an exemplar of what makes Girls Und Panzer so great. She's a character who somewhat subverts genre expectations in a great way, and who, despite limited screen time and apparently being a relatively simple character, actually has so much more going on when you take a moment to appreciate just how well she's written. And of course, she very well represents the show's key, wholesome themes of friendship, sportsmanship, and family as well, while also being very much a unique character in the show, and a consummate commander and competitor. I'm really not memeing at all when I say she's one of the best older sister characters in anime as a whole, and she's a major fan favorite for a reason. It's really hard to overstate just how great she is, and hopefully we'll get to see at least a little more of her before the end of Das finale. If you enjoyed this video and like to support me when I do here, my books and light novels are all available on Amazon. And you can get early access to videos, sneak peeks and updates on the upcoming manga and other projects by subscribing over on Patreon. I also offer channel memberships which get you access to monthly members-only watch-along streams. And as always, if you have any thoughts on this video or there's anything Girls Und Panzer related you'd like me to talk about, definitely share them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear them, and while I might not get to respond to every comment, at least not in a timely manner, I can guarantee that I read each of them. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any future uploads. That's all for now, so until next time.